They say every officer carries one call they never talk about. The one that doesn't fit in paperwork. The one that can't be explained in a report. The one that wakes you up at 3:17 a.m. for no reason. Tonight on Nightmare Tales, you're going to hear 3 of them. And by the end of this story, you might understand why some doors should never be opened. I've been a K-Common 9 handler for almost 9 years. My partner is a 4-year-old German Shepherd named Rex. He's trained in tracking and narcotics detection. He's cleared warehouses, abandoned houses, thick woods at night, and buildings so dark you couldn't see your own hands. He doesn't spook. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't back down. That's why what happened that night never left me. We were called to assist patrol after a foot pursuit. Officers tried stopping a male suspect a few blocks away. He ran. They chased him through backyards and lost him near a quiet 2-story house. The side gate was open, the back door unlocked. Neighbors reported hearing a struggle. Patrol cleared the first floor but didn't feel comfortable declaring it safe. That's when Rex and I arrived. The house looked ordinary, suburban, still. No broken windows, no forced entry from the front. Just quiet. Too quiet. I clipped Rex to a short leash and gave the command. He pulled forward confidently. Living room, clear. Kitchen, clear. Laundry room, clear. Upstairs was a narrow hallway with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom at the end. The air felt thick, stale. No airflow. No sound of vents. No draft from windows. We cleared the first bedroom. Nothing. Second bedroom. Nothing. Then Rex moved toward the bathroom at the end. He sniffed along the vanity, the floor, the tub. Then he froze. Not alert, not curious. Frozen. His muscles locked. Ears forward. A low growl vibrated from deep in his chest. It wasn't a warning growl. It was the kind that says something is wrong. He wasn't looking inside the bathroom. He was staring into the hallway behind us. His growl turned into sharp, aggressive barks. "What is it?" I whispered. I stepped backward into the hallway with him. And that's when I saw it. At the far end of the hall, near the last bedroom door, stood a tall, dark figure. Completely still. No movement. No sound. Not shifting weight. Not breathing heavy. Just standing there. It wasn't one of ours. I knew every officer on scene. I announced myself. Police department. K9 unit. No response. The figure didn't flinch. Rex started pulling backward. Away from it. I've seen this dog track armed suspects through thick brush without hesitation. But now he was trying to retreat. Then the figure slowly turned and walked into the bedroom at the end of the hall. Not ran. Not rushed. Just walked. Like he knew we couldn't stop it. I radioed upstairs. Possible suspect at end bedroom. Moving in. Rex resisted every step forward. He planted his paws, dug into the carpet, looked at me like he didn't understand why I was forcing him closer. When we reached the doorway, he refused to cross. I stepped inside first, gun raised. The room was empty. Completely empty. A bed against the wall. A dresser. Closet empty. Window locked from inside. No attic hatch. No crawl space. No bathroom attached. Nothing. Backup arrived. They saw Rex standing in the hallway, refusing to enter. One officer tried coaxing him. He wouldn't budge. We searched every inch of that room, checked walls for hollow sounds, looked under carpet edges, re-cleared the bathroom, re-cleared the other bedrooms. Nothing. But Rex kept staring at the doorway like something was still there. When we stepped outside into the night air, he finally relaxed. But even in his crate, he didn't look at me the same. I've replayed that hallway in my head 1,000 times. Maybe it was the suspect. Maybe he slipped through some way we never found. Or maybe Rex saw something I didn't. And if a dog trained to fear nothing refuses to enter a room, what was waiting inside? I was 21 when I joined the force in a small remote town. Night shift. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Most nights were quiet. Speeders, drunks, domestic disputes, the usual, until the storm. It hit around midnight, thunder so loud it shook windows. Power outages across half the town. At 2 a.m., dispatcher received a call. An adult male whispering that he'd been kidnapped, held inside someone's house. Then the line cut. When dispatcher redialed, No answer. The strange part, the voice didn't sound like a man. It sounded like a young girl. Soft, high, almost childlike. I was closest to the address. Another rookie, Chris, said he'd back me up. The house sat at the end of a dark street. Every street light was out, rain pouring down. The house looked abandoned, overgrown grass, missing shingles, windows blacked out by bushes. We knocked. Footsteps shuffled to the door, then stopped. Someone was standing there, just inches away, not opening it. When it finally cracked open, a man in his early 30s peeked out, overweight, balding, thick glasses, shaking. We told him about the call. He said it must have been a pocket dial. We got a warrant within minutes. The second we stepped inside, the smell hit us. Rotting food, mold, filth. The living room was disgusting. But what caught my attention was a pink Barbie dollhouse near my boot, the exact same one I'd bought my daughter. He said his nieces visited. No child had stepped into that house. Down the hallway was a room that stopped my heart. A life-sized doll sat in a rocking chair, dressed in women's clothing, head slumped forward. Beside it, neatly folded piles of women's outfits organized by color. The rest of the house was chaos. That room was controlled, precise, obsessive. The basement door was at the end of the hall. The man started apologizing, over and over. Please don't go down there. That's when I knew something was down there. The stairs creaked under my weight. At the bottom, a door rattled from inside. I ordered whoever was in there to come out. Silence. I opened it. Inside was a man in his mid-40s, missing for 2 years, chained, starved, alive. He had used Siri to call 911 when his captor left his phone behind. And that voice, the childlike tone. 2 years of being forced to speak softly. 2 years of psychological torture. 2 years of being reduced to something less than a man. When we took the homeowner away in cuffs, he didn't resist. He just kept apologizing. And sometimes I still hear that voice in my head. Small, broken, like something stolen. I've worked patrol for over 8 years now. Most calls blur together, but this one never did. 2:40 a.m. 911 hang up. Neighbor heard a woman screaming next door. Front door slightly open. No lights on. Back up 10 minutes out. I entered alone. The house was neat, clean, normal. Upstairs, one bedroom showed signs of a struggle. Knocked over lamp, unmade bed. Outside the bathroom door was blood. Fresh. In the tub, more blood. But no body. Then I heard it, a creak downstairs. The basement door near the kitchen was slightly open. I was certain it had been closed earlier. The stairs led into darkness. At the bottom was a metal folding chair, zip ties attached to the armrests. Cut. A large pool of blood beneath it. Then movement in the far corner. A figure bolted behind boxes. Glass shattered. They escaped through a small basement window. I chased into the rain but lost them in the alley. The homeowner was never found. His wallet upstairs. His phone on the counter. Blood matched him. But not enough to confirm death. The neighbor swore she heard a woman screaming, but no female was ever connected to that house. So who screamed? Who was tied to that chair? And who ran past me in that basement? The case is still open. A new family lives there now. Kids' bikes in the driveway. Lights on at night. Normal. But if you've listened to nightmare tales long enough, you know the most terrifying places aren't abandoned asylums. They're quiet houses on normal streets, where something stands in the hallway, something whispers like a child, something waits in the basement, and sometimes, you only realize you survived something unnatural after you've already walked away from it. Tonight, when you turn off your lights, a broken bar, and your hallway looks a little longer than usual, a broken bar. Just remember, sometimes even the dog refuses to cross the doorway, and that might be the only warning you ever get.